the suspects from Julio Foolio went online to diss him and show and flex the chain that they got and everything from his car. And basically everybody's saying that they telling on themselves. The fact that they went back to Jacksonville and they started posting the videos and the pictures and everything, pretty much showing off and trying to rub it in all of their faces. This is what's gonna get them caught up. Everybody knows that they're on the Fed's radar, like they're watching them and everything. They seen who's on that camera footage in front of that Holiday Inn. Once they zoom into all of their faces, it's just a matter of time until they get a clear picture of who they are, and they're going to start putting a reward out there. It's bad enough they already got one of the guys with the fingerprints and everything, and he's probably going to tell on everybody else. And this is the main reason why with these dudes, they never get away with stuff like this. And even if they do, it's like one of the people is going to tell on them that was included in part of the whole setup. So when you look at this and you basically seeing the fact that this whole feud and beef, the back and forth that they had, like they pushed it to the edge and everything, and now that this whole thing happened, it pretty much made them on the front page of all the news. And so now they're gonna make sure that they get the justice for Foolio, because they don't want nobody running around making Jacksonville hot like this. Like, people don't even want to be doing nothing right now because they know there's some type of retaliation coming. And so everybody is like looking out, extra paranoid, making sure that it's not nobody that's gonna make a scene pop off in the middle of the public like this. The detective investigator said that the three suspects that they pretty much caught on the footage, they already have a clear idea of that they're all from Jacksonville. Like, you already know that they got the license plate on the car, and basically it was a rental car. It came back to a person's name who put the whole order in and so that now they're going to speak with them. A lot of people are going to realize that nobody's going to want to take the blame for this. Nobody's going to want to do the 50 to 100 years for this. And so this is why these youngins, they like 18, 19 and everything like that. They definitely go and tell on each other. This is the first time that they've been caught up for something like this. So usually they don't even know like the pressure that comes with this and everything, for them to stay loyal or solid and not snitch and everything. But then on the other hand, they don't want to have to do the time and everything. So they regret the decision of even messing and going down there to that Holiday Inn to try to duke it out with Julio Foolio. Now the other side of this is that they pointing fingers at Youngeen Ace. They saying Youngeen Ace already dropped the diss track, and so when he dropped the diss track that fast, that's how you know that somebody already kind of put a word to him, saying Julio Foolio was out in Tampa and he was gonna be doing his birthday party and everything like that. So for Youngeen Ace to say what he said in the diss track, it goes a long way to show who really wanted him out the way, who really wanted Foolio out the way, because you know this whole beef was between Youngeen Ace and Foolio to begin with. So the fact that it's not a surprise that since Youngeen Ace just went ahead and dissed his whole entire Foolio's crew and everybody that was there is not a surprise, because this is what they've been doing for the past few years. They've been trying to get at Foolio for a long time, and he had the same car and everything. They already knew what kind of car Julio Foolio was in. He had the same car for the last 2-3 years. So what they found out was that they basically knew this was the same dude, because the last time Foolio got hit up, he was in the same silver car. And so now that when it happened, they basically knew it was him in that hotel room, because he was parked right there in the front spot. So they knew already Julio was going to come down the stairs and try to get in his car. So the guys waiting, they already targeted him and knew which way he was going to get to his car and what door he was going to get in and everything like that. It was already planned out and mapped out, because they knew already who he was and everything. This wasn't the first time that they ran into Foolio. These dudes have been chasing each other around Florida for the last 4 years and everything. And so during this time, like, yeah, there's been a couple other people that got dropped and everything, but they never really got Foolio, and Foolio's crew never really got Youngeen Ace. And so this was a major thing, because now the other side is going to be celebrating, thinking that they just won this whole war and this battle and this whole beef in Jacksonville. And a lot of people from Foolio's side is going to be basically mourning the loss. They're going to be mad and upset. They're going to be ready to crash out in the streets. And so this is what makes it that much worse, because it's not the end of it. And a lot of people know that, especially when it's a big rapper like this, there's going to be a lot of get back that goes behind it. Like, you got to remember what happened with every other rapper in every other city is usually going to be people from his hood and his, that grew up with him, that's going to try to go and get the street justice and basically try to even the playing field for the people that they know and everything like that. So now that the Tampa PD, they started the investigation, and it's like they already got leads and everything like that. They know for a fact that one of the people from the whole ordeal, the situation that was at the hotel, like, they sat back and pretty much try to ask them, who are these people, who's the names of everybody, because they're trying to get a hold of everybody that was there, and pretty much asked them if they knew any of the guys that had came up to do the setup. And so, because they all from the same city, so they know that they have to know each other, and nobody wants to talk. Everybody pretty much forgot everything because they trying to stay with the street code of not having to say nothing. You know, you didn't see nothing, you're not saying nothing like that, not answering no questions. But they know for a fact that these two groups, they know each other for sure, because they had to have. They know who the dude is that they're looking for. These guys know who their ops are, so it's not nothing new. And they're pretty much trying to put together the whole entire case on how they were going to pretty much take down the suspects, because they know the suspects is basically from the other side that Foolio has been beefing with, which is like Youngeen Ace and Spinabenz and all these other dudes, right? So now they pretty much about to find a reason to go up to them dudes and start asking all these questions, because they're gonna find a connection between Youngeen Ace and anybody else that knows the suspects. If they know the suspects and they hung out with them, and let's say like if the suspects was in them same music videos as somebody who's Foolio ops, then you know that there's got to be some type of connection there, because Youngeen Ace or whoever has the problem with Foolio, they wasn't gonna go out there and try to do it themselves and be a lone wolf or nothing like that. They basically gonna sit back and high up in the hills and everything, and let the dudes that are still in the streets, let the dudes that still have something to prove and everything, they're gonna let them handle it, because they're hungry, they need it, they're trying to get their street cred, they're trying to get the stripes and earn their stripes and everything like that. That's what they're most worried about. Youngeen Ace and anybody who's trying to, like, they trying to make sure that they keep their money and their status and everything like that. So they let the young dudes crash out for them. And so that's basically what's going out. But the young dudes, once they start getting caught up, they're gonna start telling and say, no, this person made me do this, and no, like I rap for Youngeen Ace. So they're gonna end up like slipping up and throwing Youngeen Ace name out there, and knowing that they directly connected to the suspects that hit up Julio Foolio. This is why a lot of people, you can't trust nobody no more, because even if it's somebody that if somebody that had the youngins go out there and do this, they still gonna end up telling on you. And so this is why all of that loyalty to street stuff is out the window now, because it's every man for himself these days. Like, usually you gotta look at it, but when somebody gets caught, they're not gonna want to do the 100 years no more for that person, because they know that the money that they got probably wasn't even good enough. It probably wasn't even a good enough deal. The people who's crashing out and that went and pulled up to the Holiday Inn to Julio Foolio, they don't care about nothing else. They just wanted to be accepted in the street life. They wanted people to think that they was a thug or a hood or something like that. So that's why they went out there and did what they did. Sure, they probably put money on Foolio head and everything like that, but at the end of the day, for them to make the decisions they made, they pretty much was, first of all, they had to have been on the op side of Julio Foolio. They had to have been working with them and basically talk to them about where to how to find where Foolio was and everything like that. So they've been keeping tabs on him, and they wait to do it on the 23rd, because for 23, the dude that got hit up from Youngeen Ace squad, they pretty much sent a message saying it was get back for him, because they did it on the 23rd, they did it on the birthday and everything, which is the same exact way Youngeen Ace friend went. And so this is why when they did this to Julio, it was a direct retaliation from that. And Youngeen Ace already had the diss track ready to go. He said, let's go ahead, do it, or whatever it was. That was basically what he told the people when they called him and said, yeah, we know Foolio is over here at this hotel and da da da, should we do it? And he told him do it. So allegedly, that's how things might have had went and happened. So let me know what y'all think and everything like that.